and then open it up to questions.
Tremendous atmosphere. As a coach and as a player, it's great to be a part of an atmosphere like that. They played well. They got their heads up early, made plays. We were step slow. They made big shots early. McGee played well, facilitated. Had his guys shots. They got downhill. We couldn't really get into a floor offensively. In the second half, we took the scout report to the floor and played a lot better, recognizing ball screen coverages, attacking the ball screen, allowing our bigs to get downhill, post up. Had three-point opportunities, didn't fall, but I thought we had great looks in the second half. So it was a much better second half, and also to see Caleb and Sean get minutes, that was good.
Dave, you have a question?
Cuonzo, in those first opening minutes or so, was there any kind of disconnect between what you guys talked about, what you wanted to do, and what the guys did out there? I mean, obviously they missed shots and a lot of turnovers, but just as far as what you expected to see and how it played out.
It was more like it in the second half. But I just thought like the first two threes they made, McGee made one, and then McDowell made one in the corner on a play that you can walk through and film and scout report. Javon tried to go over the top instead of stand on his numbers. So that's 6 points right there. On guys that you know that shoot three-point shots. McGee made a deep three, shot clock down. You got to get up in them, force them to drive the ball. So that's 6 right there. And I just thought offensively, we thought we missed, as a staff, thought we missed about 8 at the rim, layups in and around the rim. Kobe, Ronnie had tips at it, Javon had tips. And again, when those shots were falling, and then you put pressure on your defense, then you come down and you shoot a quick shot. And just some of those turnovers in the first half were uncharacteristic. 15 turnovers. Even Kobe had 5 of them. I thought 2 or 3 of them just didn't make sense. But I think once we settle in the second half, we're a lot better.
Eric, your question?
Yeah, Cuonzo, what is kind of the lesson coming out of this game? It's now, a couple slow starts here. So how do you kind of get things on track quickly?
Well, I don't know if it's about getting things on track quickly. I just think you do what you need to do to be successful. Again, it's one, taking the practice and the scouting report to the floor. And what that means is the same thing we did in the second half. We know they're hedging ball screen team defense. So when they hedge the ball screen, that means the big comes out aggressively. So when our big set the ball screen, he slips the ball through, he's at the rim. So now your shots come from the corners or your big diving. And I think it's just a matter of the guard making the decision like they did in the second half. They made the decision and made the right plays in the second half. It was a little bit too late in the second half, but I thought it was a better approach to our team and a better focus level in the second half.
Mitchell?
Cuonzo, early on, when the half-court offense wasn't working, it seemed like your guys tried to get out and run and get out in transition a few times. It just wasn't effective. I guess what was kind of the biggest issue there?
Yeah, I think really just from the sideline, like 4 turnovers. Like I said, Kobe threw 3 passes ahead of a guy. You felt like those are layups. That's 6 points possibly, at the rim. But the sign was we did get out and run, so that part was good. But just again, keep putting pressure on the defense, getting down here. In the second half, we did a much better job of getting in the paint. I thought the perimeter we settled and giving them credit for the big guys doing a great job hedging those ball screens. In the second half, we were more assertive.
Lila?
Cuonzo, you mentioned a little bit how coming out of the second half, you thought that, the guys kind of followed the game plan and scouting report a bit more. Just with the slow starts kind of the team has had this season, what kind of shift do you want to see in kind of the mentality they're coming out with? What do you think is kind of the biggest change that can be made there to not let teams go on these runs early?
Well, certainly execution on both sides of the basketball. Carrying out your assignment defensively, whatever it is, depending on particular teams. And offensively, moving the ball, being aggressive, getting downhill. And I think once you finish them at the rim or get to the free throw line, it opens things up. But then it'll come down to a point where you have to make some of those threes. I think those opportunities, threes that are open, especially in the second half, I thought we had some open ones. And those have to go because if not, it puts so much pressure on your offense as well as your defense.
Ben?
Cuonzo, when you talk about game plan execution, when you look at this group, is this something you feel like needs to get across in the film room? Is it on the floor? Is it in player development? Where do you think they need to make the biggest strides there?
I think it's all the above. It's also time and reps of being together, finding the right rotations, getting a great flow. So now you have Ronnie and Kobe out there. Ronnie's the guy that normally comes off the bench. So now Ronnie kind of adjusts to some of the 5 positions type things as opposed to the 4. because you like to get those minutes for Yaya and Jordan at the 5 position. Since those guys at the 4, just some adjustments there. So now we're just in reps and practice, being able to flow your motion offense, your ball screen offense. So now they're playing spacing, and now they're not bogged down with a lot of plays and sets, because when you have guys in different positions, like Mari, for example, who's used to be a 2, but now you move him to the 1 because he's got to get downhill. You don't want to bog him down with a lot of different plays. You want him to be aggressive, attacking ball screens and making plays. So I just think that the reps we get in practice, the flow with each other, different lineups in practice, I think it'll be helpful.
We will open it up to questions for those who are in person.
Coach, Shiloh Robinson's performance, I know, McDowell and McGee get a lot of attention because of shooting, but from a defensive perspective, he made it tough on Brown there in the post and then some big shots down the stretch. What can you say about how he performed tonight, really limiting what you guys were able to do now?
Well, he's a good big guy. He played the 4 and the 5 position, and the thing he did tonight, he made 2 threes, which he hadn't shot a lot this season, but he made 2 threes. So those are big threes. Now it opens their offense up with all the other guys that they have. But just his understanding, his flow, what they're trying to do. He knows how to slip ball screens. He knows when to set them. Because they've been together for so long, so he knows how to read those things, and his ability to post up smaller guys to get offensive rebounds. I thought he had a good game tonight.
This is your first true road game of the year, and with a team that's still with 4 transfers that get a lot of playing time. What type of how much does this environment help you guys as you head into SEC play here soon? You have a road game with Kansas coming up. Getting this type of experience under your belt with this group.
Well, I think it's a great environment. I thought it was a tremendous night as a basketball fan and a player. Of course, we want to come out on the other side of that, but it's one our guys can understand what it takes to play in a true role environment. The level you have to focus, being on your assignments, because you say as coaches, you, your team, and everybody on your sideline, and that's very important to understand that you need each other to be successful. So that's why at a premium, you have to understand what's going on in your assignments, your focus levels. Energy in the crowd, understanding what you need to do in the next possession on both sides of the basketball. Thank you.
All right, we'll have a little bit of a gap and then we'll have some players.